Welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to our Hirschfelden Expedition series in the Hunter Classic with our finale episode for the series. So last episode, we only managed to get 2 red deer, but we are going to try to focus on just those species, or them as a species more than some of the other ones. The fallow deer, I still don't really know where they prefer to hang out or be around, so I'm not going to worry too much about trying to hone in on them. If we kind of get an opportunity, I'll try to expand on it and get it. But for now, I do want to focus more on the red deer, which we haven't, again, seen that much of throughout this expedition series so far. So we're going to work at cutting our way through. I guess actually I can probably kind of cut our way through and then work up into... I still don't know why there's like that much of a limit to like drawing. Like why... Oh, that's odd. Okay, that is really weird. So depending on how fast you go, the longer the line gets, but then if you go slow, it shrinks right down. Yeah, so we want to do something... God, they made some weird choices with stuff, but... Yeah, we'll kind of like cut through and do something like this, where we'll get through into this area and then maybe up here, depending on how much time we got. Yeah, they were weird with drawing. Okay, so we'll do that, see what we can get, and hopefully just snag a few red deer. I'm also going to try to be a lot more patient when I do encounter them and I'm trying to bring them in. One of my big mistakes has been that I haven't been letting the animals come close enough to get the most accurate shots to put them down efficiently. So that's something I've got to work on, and I think it's both just my bad habit of doing so, like not knowing the depth perception that well and that happening, as well as having been too used to more accurate weapons at longer ranges. Like the 300 caliber rifle, that thing I've used so much, I think I'm almost like, I'm trying to think of what it is, like a climatized or something to it, where I kind of keep thinking every weapon can kind of pull off that performance, and no, not everyone can. Each weapon has its own quirks in that, so you have to figure out its ranging for it. But yeah, I'm going to cut through the fields, try to get up on some of these hills, branch, or take good looks out, see what's going on. Even with all the hair that I just lost, the headphones still don't seem to want to sit quite properly on my head. I guess I have a weird shaped head or something. Yeah, whatever the case, we'll try to see about making this finale a nice one with a few good quality animals. It really does come down to luck, though, on what we come across or what spawned in this area. Oh, we'll keep our ear... Actually, you know what? I'm going to... trying to think. I think it's in audio. No, there's the gameplay. Yes, disable the flock sounds, because I don't really need that going on since we can't hunt them. There we go. I do have to try to figure out what map I'm going to be doing the waterfowling on. I think it'll probably be Rougarou Bayou whenever it does come up. Just because that, I feel, is the map that'll benefit the most out of that. Oh, geez, that sounded close. Oh, not too close, but... Alright, let me switch this out for the roe deer caller. Yeah, I figure because, again, we haven't really gotten the most amount of animals on this outing so far. If we can squeeze one in that's literally right in our path of travel, why not? Oh, there he is. Yeah, looks like just a little twig guy, almost. Roe deer's kind of hard to tell. I've never seen really good scoring roe deer in any of the times I've played, so I can't really say how good they score or like what a really good looking one is. I'll probably, if you want to look stuff like that up, you'll want to go on to the Hunter Classic has leaderboards, so that we can see like what pictures are of the animals and how they like stack up. Yeah, he's right in our path. We'll just try and see if we can get him using the muzzleloader. I do have... Is it just 9? It is only 9 more shots, but if I can be a bit more professional and efficient with them, that could be 9 more animals. And I doubt I'd squeeze that many into an episode. Although now I'm kind of thinking the shotgun might have not even been worth it to take, because Oh, hi. Well, you came in a lot quicker than I was thinking you would, but I am actually very grateful for that. And it does take a little bit of time to reload the muzzleloader, but that can actually sometimes help you with a hunting habit where it's... You don't want to go walking immediately after a shot because that'll push the animal further away. You almost want to just take a moment to stop, catch your breath, give it a moment to run off, and then pursue. How do you score, little guy? Yeah, I didn't cross the 100. I didn't think you would. This is a pretty... little road here. And let's just bring your head up a bit. There we go. There. First animal in, barely 5 minutes. Okay. And that doesn't really mess up our path of travel at all, because again, it managed to be right where we want to go. I don't know if we would have scared anything else in the area or not. That is one thing to probably have considered before going after him, was that there could have been other animals around that we just scared off with the shot, but if we did, maybe they would have gone further, like the direction we're already going, so it might not matter too much. We'll have to see. We did get a red deer track there, but again, I don't... So maybe it's level 10 you actually get the gender information for tracking. I really have no idea. Okay, don't see anything over there by the road. Thought I'd check because we actually have line of sight all the way out there. Yeah, so we've got red deer tracks all around this area, so it was pretty good to come back here. It'll just be about trying to see them and following up on them. Although going from those, kind of hard to say how old they are, but I'm guessing they are pretty old. Well, let's just keep working through the fields, going up on each of these little hills and taking a look out. Yeah, I think the weapon... I'm trying to think of what other weapons I should start bringing out a little bit more. I've got to train myself to let the animals get in much closer, though. That's for certain. Okay, that's an old roaming track. You know what, maybe I won't worry too much about trying to get, like, all these tracks in just for the experience, because we are level 8. It's definitely far better than a lot of my other tracking skills are. But I think I will focus more so... just trying to get through the map a bit more and see what else we might encounter or hear as we're going around. I've got to train myself into letting the animals get in much closer to get more accurate and efficient shots to down them. Like, I think maybe that's been a problem I've had with a lot of the game is... when you first hop in, you're not sure what the animal's, like, sensitivity is, so you have them scared... Oh. Hello. I think that's a fallow or a red. No, that's a red. That's a red deer. Looks like she's all on her own, though. Yeah, it seems like she's just on her own traveling about. So I think I'll work south of her. And just kind of go around. But when you first drop into the hunting game, maybe you're a little bit too reckless, so the animals scare really easily and you don't get anything, so you try to reverse gears and be too cautious and take longer shots, trying to think that, okay, they'll pick me up if they get any closer, and then that causes a new problem, which is where the shots aren't accurate enough and it's a lot of body shots and chasing those down. It's kind of hard to weigh it entirely. actually, there's another one over there. Just another hind, though. So again, I haven't heard any mail calls go out. So I think I'll just worry about moving past them, letting them be on their way. Let me just take a look over there. Is there... Okay, I thought the shadow, maybe there was something over there, but it doesn't look like it. Oh, and we got more tracks. I also will have to remember to give myself another little spritz of the scent eliminator. That's one thing that I really should have used so much earlier in my playing of the Hunter Classic. It's so handy to have and helps offset like being picked up by the animals. So helpful to have. Okay. Okay, that's actually a previous trail. So that was probably one of the ones that... Okay, the problem with this is going to be how we pull him in without those ones coming in too. So let me give myself a spritz. And I'm going to put the call here, and then I'm going to work parallel up towards it. Just so that way, if anything is coming in, maybe it'll come more back that way, and I can just sneak around them to watch for this male if we can bring it in. So we did have the hind. I thought she was just up in this field. Well, you know what? As long as I'm not working, again, that direct route, I think I can just try to use the hills here and work towards him. Okay, I see. There she is. So I think we should be okay up here. It's kind of hard to say. Well, what I can do is just go low. Oh, that's probably just her. Yeah, that's just her. Okay, we'll go low, try to get up top, get a better vantage point, and then watch and see for this male as he's coming in. If he does go to where the calls were, that would give us a pretty nice broadside and could let us get the lung shot very easily. We'll just have to wait and see if he actually has been brought in at all, or he's going to be stubborn and refuse. Oh, no, I think he might be coming in. I don't know if that's him there or not. No. Oh, oh. So you guys remember how I was saying, like, the last guy was, or our other red deer from last episode was like a little guy? That right there is a much better scoring red deer. Like, once he gets out of the tree line, get ready to see a, probably a little bit above average. But I really have to see once he's actually, like, fully out of there, because he is one I would love to get. Okay, yeah, they should be working down there. Oh, but he does not want to move. And I feel too far away for using the muzzle loader. There we go. Yeah, look at that coming out. That is a nice looking red deer. He's definitely a lot more cautious than Oh man, there's even another one? I don't think I'm going to be able to call anymore. I think I am going to have to try to let him go for a bit, then try a broadside shot. That's still a bit far, but I don't know if I'd get him much closer. No. You know what? I might have to try for it, because there's so many of the hinds around. Okay, hopefully that was a long shot. It looked like the crosshairs were good. We were pretty steady. But he's going pretty far. Yeah, it really is a case I'll have to figure out what weapons to go for. I don't think I would have been able to isolate them using calls, because, I mean, you saw, there were 3 that were actually with them. There's one that had passed, one right there, and one still coming in. It really does feel like they basically have a bodyguard entourage at times, and hard to be efficient when you have to deal with stuff like that in the way. Well, let's just see how this went. So he was back further this way. I don't think that... I think that one there is where we hit him. But again, I didn't think... he still had some distance, but I don't know if he was truly this far out or not. No, that's just dropping, so... Droppings... Oh, that's very good. Okay, I wasn't sure how good of a shot it was because he's able to keep running from it, but that's lungs or heart. He's going to be down, probably up over this hill. So that's why broadside is so good, is even if you have a weapon like the muzzleloader that might not be the most precise, if you can at least get the crosshairs into what's generally the center of the lungs, some deviation or spread around that will still hit the lungs and can qualify for a good shot. We've just got to find him and collect him now. And yeah, this will probably be our prized red deer from our entire expedition series. We'll see how he scores up. I think they can get up to 300 plus, but I think this one might only be like 275-ish. Okay, yeah, see, there are the hinds. They actually didn't go that far, despite the shot, so that's... Yeah, she picked me up, so he should be just somewhere around here. Okay, where did he get off to? That's a fair question. He's not down the hill here. Oh! Is this more blood? Okay, this is still fleeing, so he was still going. I didn't think he'd get this much distance for a long shot. Especially given it's like a 50 caliber ball that went into him. He's got to be down somewhere. Actually, I might even have to turn back and take a look, because I don't... Yeah, this feels like it's now too far out for being a lung shot. And I'm not even seeing, like, more tracks. Huh. Yeah, this is a bit bizarre. Let me just take a little run up here and see. Oh, there he is. Yeah, okay, I'm surprised he got this much distance from a lung shot. I mean, it is good that he went down, but man, he was able to run for a while from that. I guess I only got the one lung, maybe. But before we do collect them, yeah, just take a look at them. Like red deer, once they get up to high scoring, they have remarkable antlers in that. That is just wide and beautiful. Okay, how do you score? Only 204, so way overestimated how much it would be. Oh, yeah, he kind of spazzed out because I think of how he was on his legs. So I don't... Actually, I'm not sure. I'll have to double check what they get up to. It's a good size, but it's definitely not... Like, when you have a really big one, it is a marvel to look at. This is still a nice red deer to get for sure. But I'm not sure what... Oh, lordy. Okay, even trying to configure his antlers is a bit odd. Yeah, maybe I'll try over here. He does not want to pose quite nice. Oh, there we go. And let me just slide myself over here. Yeah, it was a pretty nice red deer, but they can definitely come a lot bigger and higher scores. Or maybe I'm getting them mixed up with the Roosevelt elk, or the elks a bit, because I know they can go over 300. Honestly, it's hard to say, but at least we've gotten a nice red deer, we got the roe deer. I'd like to try to get at least one more animal. But I don't know if we'll get lucky with it or not. I am going to jog us back towards where we were. And who knows, maybe we have more red deer around the area, we might be able to pull one in with some calls. I know there was a few episodes ago, actually quite a while ago now, I think. We had the fallow deer, that group of hinds kind of towards the hill. So maybe if I work that way, maybe we can even get a fallow deer buck too. Or, I guess, stag. I guess for Europe it's stags, for North America it's bucks. I don't know the proper terminology, I'll just go with that. We'll see if we can get a fallow stag or something just to end us off with. But yeah, I definitely got to get some more practice in just letting the animals get in close and having a little more faith they won't, like, trigger a radar sense and go bolting off on us. I'm pretty sure it can be done, I just have to have the patience and be slower about it. Yeah, just take a quick look. Okay, so we've... Well, no, the arrows actually, I guess once they've been drawn, they lose the black outline to them that you sometimes get. Yeah, we are kind of along course for the direction I was thinking. Where is the tower? Maybe we'll... Yeah, we'll try working towards there next. The towers usually have something around them, so maybe we're even going to be in luck and we can find another animal or two there. I'm pretty sure these are just the red deer tracks. Yeah. Yeah, we won't worry about those. We'll just keep working our way to new directions, see if we can hear anything else. But Hirschfelden, aside from wishing I could have done a few more, like, the animals went down faster and not having to track them down as they've been wounded, I think it was a pretty nice outing for here. I wasn't sure if I would get the full 10 episodes for an expedition series, but you know what? I think it did produce. We've got foxes, we got pheasants, we got wild boars. We did get... Roe deers were actually tossed in quite a bit. I think it's because I didn't really focus on them and they just came up as opportunities. They're ones I can glimpse over a bit more easily. And we've managed to get quite a few red deer, and a decent enough scoring red deer there with that last one. The only thing I didn't really get a chance to go for were the fallow deer. But I think with how new they are, there's still some information that, like, the community's gleaning over or getting gathered on them first, like where they tend to spawn, their ranges, stuff like that a bit. We have gotten, I guess, was it really just the one? I think so. We've at least gotten one stag of them, but yeah, they were an animal. Who knows, maybe I'll come back again trying for more fallow deer. It would be nice to get a nice stag to show for our time out, but I don't think time is going to be our friend for this. We'll keep going to see if, who knows, maybe we'll actually get dumb luck striking again and we'll get a nice one come out of the woodwork. Speaking of woodwork, I guess I can try going into the woodwork in the woods and see. We do have some time left. It doesn't look like there's anything on this hill where the tower is. But yeah, Hirschfelden, they produced pretty well. I do wish I was better with the weapons I had chosen for it. That way, it wouldn't have been quite a slog on some episodes just trying to track down and recover the animals. But I'll try to take the lessons I've learned from this series and keep them going forward through the other expedition series I do. Like, I think one thing I'm going to do is... It really does all depend on what map we're sent to or what map is picked next. I think I'm going to try using some weapons, like instead of a bow and arrow, I'll use our reverse draw crossbow. Because I'll be more accurate with that, even if it's well, actually I shouldn't worry too much about like the speed of it because of how we're dealing with the animals. One shot is often all you need if you place it right. And for firearms, I'll have to see what else I've got. Again, it's a bit of a collection. It kind of sucks you don't have a good way of really being able to see what your inventory is outside of the game, or like using the lodge inventory. So I'll have to see about that, and just kind of figure out whatever's next. We'll base our loadouts on that. We've still got quite a few maps to go through. We haven't even started into waterfowling, so that's something that I can look at getting a setup with now that we've got GM saved up. And we can just go about and see how things keep progressing. I don't really have a personal preference over which of the 5 maps left we go to. I do have one I'd prefer maybe to come back to at a different point, which is Val de Bois. Just because of that one, it does have quite a few things that kind of feel in line with Hirschfelden. It has the foxes, the red deer. It's got the goats. It's got the ptarmigans up top. I can't remember if it has bears or not. Either way, though, I think Val de Bois would be a good one to come back to after like another expedition series or two, just so that way it doesn't feel too close to Hirschfelden with some repeat animals. But considering, oh, well, then again, I guess Hemmeldal can kind of be like that too, because it does have... Does it have foxes? I can't remember now. I know it has the roe deer, but that might actually be it. We'll just see whatever comes up. Like I say, I don't have too much personal preference over it. It might just be to try to look at what would be a nice change of pace that has different animals compared to the previous expedition series. But we'll leave that all up to you guys to pick and choose in the poll that we put out. For now, we're just going to keep going with the bit of time we have left and hopefully hear something out here. Pretty sure that's just a roe female out here. I'm actually not sure what my tracking skill is for the roe deer. Again, I'd have to go through and double check all my skills with that. It still feels like the Hunter Classic could try to figure out a better way to be a little bit more conducive to just understanding where your standings all are for things. Like, I still don't know if you need every weapon to have its own, like, level system, or just group them up into, like, rifles, shotguns, handguns, archery, muzzle loaders, or something. Because it really can take a lot of time to level up each weapon. But yeah, just a little bit more user-friendliness in trying to go through, understand where you're at, how different things are, what your inventory can be just from the launcher. Small things like that would be kind of just nice quality of life touches. The game still plays well. I do think if you're looking for the most realism for, like, hunting games, you'll want the Hunter Classic. If you're looking for a little bit more arcadey and a little bit more forgiving and stuff, Call of the Wild will give you that. Oh, what the heck was that? Well, we could try for a fallow. I'm not sure if this is actually a male or female, because I'm not that familiar with the calls. Actually, let me check and see. How is my... Okay, I've got plenty of time on Scent Eliminator, so we should be able to try working up towards this area. I said it'd be nice to get another fallow deer, and maybe we'll be able to. Again, we can let this episode go a little long since it is the finale, so we'll see what we can snag here. Actually, it might not hurt to stay up here if we can. Also, if I'm going to go after the fallow, let me try using the urine spray too. I don't know if this is a male or a female. I kind of feel like it might have been a male. I mean, it might just be wishful thinking because I have no idea what the calls all sound like. Okay, let's stop here. And just wait and see. Okay, whatever it is coming closer and making... That makes me think maybe it's a male. Because if it is replying to these calls that I put out, the female shouldn't be attracted to this sound at all. I'm just going to try to stay in place, because until I get visual to know where it's coming from... Oh, that's one of the problems about... Like, if you have a low weapon skill, I'm not going to be able to lay flat to get a good sight or a good shot in, so I'll have to be very careful when it comes to actually seeing it and then trying for it. Even if he's not a very high-scoring fallow deer or just a little tiny thing, I'll still take him, because it would be nice to get just another one for our collection. I have no idea where he is, though. Or it is. So again, I don't even know if it's male or female. The rain might help to hide us. But I haven't seen anything like movement. Okay, I'm going to go low and try working downhill a bit. Let me try just right beside this tree here. Oh, okay, that was actually pretty smart to do. It's just a hind. Oh, no, or is it? Oh my god, it's like the tiniest little fallow male I think you'll ever see in the game. Okay, I've got to get him just because he's like such a tiny little thing. Okay, I'm hoping that put him down, but oh my... Okay, it did. Oh, what a... Let's just take a look at this little thing. Like, this is probably going to be like the trophy for the smallest scoring male you could possibly get with these guys. I thought it was a hind at first because of, again, just how small the poor little antlers are. Like, what is he... Doesn't even crack 50 score. Only worth 10 GM as a male. Yeah, this is like the... If you could give out an award for the tiniest little animal you could get as a... Ah, look at... You can mistake it for a hind so easily with how small it is. God, this is a feat in its own for just finding this little tiny shrimpy one. Should I do a small game pose with them? Just to... No, because I think my hand covers more of his antler than we need to see. Oh god, this was such a tiny little thing. Let's see if we can lift his... No, I wanted the nose lifted up, not the head to, like... Durr. Yeah, there are roe deer that are so much more impressive than this guy's poor antlers. But I just gotta get him because he is so small. Oh my god, Yeah, you could mistake him for a doe so easily. He was only worth 10. Let's end this off with a laugh. I think we got another fallow stag, if we want to call it that. But thank you guys for joining me on this series of the Hunter Classic Expedition series with Hirschfelden. We'll see what the votes come up with for our next expedition series, see where we're going, whether we're going to cold, warm, who knows what. And I'll change my weapon loadout accordingly and see what we come across there. But thank you guys so much for joining me throughout this episode and through this series. I know this has been a fan favorite map for a lot of people. And Hirschfelden, as long as you have good, accurate weapons, the lot of the roster is super easy to hunt. The only one that can be a bit difficult, I think, would be the wild boar, because if you don't get those vital zones, you're going to be in for quite a track. Case in point was a lot of the episodes of this series. But yeah, we'll see what comes next. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you did like the video, be sure to like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave comments right down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please think about doing so if you have enjoyed the content. I try to put these plugs in after the videos, just that way it kind of is. You can see what the videos are like, how I am as a player, or Let's Player. And then if you do want to support us, I feel like I've given you the video, and that's something I can ask from you now. Whether it actually does amount to anything or not, hard to say, but that's just the way I kind of am. Give a little bit to ask a little bit back. But yeah, that wraps everything up. So thank you guys for joining me. And until I do catch you in the next video or series, survivors and hunters, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.